All right, so let's get actually like real for a minute, right? Let's put the jokes aside and let's do a little, learning lesson with each other. So when I was very interested in psychology, I came across a professor named Robert Helbert. He's done quite a few books and he actually studied on this topic. He determined that there were 5 different types of thinking. Inner speaking, which is if I was to ask you like, hey, say a phrase, but don't say it out loud, and you're able to hear that voice in your head say that phrase, that's inner speaking. Inner seeing, which is sort of like being able to play a movie in your head. Unsymbolized, which is what you do, which you don't think, you just do. Your thoughts and your actions are happening at the same exact time. The next one is feeling. We kind of know what that is, which is a conscious experience of emotional process. And sensory awareness, which is if you were talking to me, I see you talking to me, but then I'm like, oh, squirrel. And my focus is on that squirrel, but I could still kind of understand what you're saying. It's understanding your surroundings while you're thinking. Now, in a lot of cases, some of these are hyped up to 11, while some of them are depleted. Let's say if you have 3 of these, right? That means 2 of them are reduced. And the ones that you do have are heightened. That's not all cases, because some people have all the ways and types of thinking, but they're kind of evened out. I am not one of these people. For me, I have higher inner speaking, higher inner seeing, and I have sensory awareness. So much so is like, let's say if I'm like texting a friend, right? I know how that friend talks. So when I see them text, as I'm reading their text, I hear their voice through that text. I can play 1,000 scenarios in a minute about any situation with my inner seeing. It's sort of like when the people that are able to predict the ending to a movie is because in their head, they already are trying to predict how it's going to end by visually in their head going through the movie. But it's going at such a rapid pace that you don't realize that time around you is actually slowing down perceptively in order for those thoughts to actually process that quick. And my sensory awareness, well, I'm ADHD as fuck. I lack uncivilized, so I never really get to just be in the moment. I'm always subconsciously thinking about every decision, every thought, and every single thing I do. But I do it in my head. I also lack emotion. I do have some emotion, but it's not heightened like a lot of people, which makes me think a little bit more logically. Believe it or not, I'm actually on the spectrum of a sociopath for empathy. Oh, and here's a fun fact, right? 25% of people live unsymbolized. 75% of people have inner speaking. There you go. Have a good one.